Alright, here I am back in the shop again, thankfully. Glad to say I'm actually out here doing something I enjoy versus doing videos that I feel like need to be made. So, getting back into guns, stuff that I like working on. A company recently contacted me regarding a new California compliance product that they came out with. And since I've done a whole bunch of California compliance product videos in the past, I thought it would probably be a good idea to throw this one in the mix. So, this is going to be a device that will allow you to make your AR-15 or AR type rifle California compliant. What it does, it will allow you to use everything, any pistol grip you want, any stock you want, any muzzle device you want, any magazine release you want, any trigger you want, any of that stuff will fly. Because what this does is this device converts your rifle from a semi-auto to a rifle that is no longer semi-automatic. The product is called the Bolt Blocker. And here's one right here. I'm going to go through the installation and then we'll head out to the range and actually run it a little bit out there and see what it's like and how it works. But basically what this does is it replaces your bolt catch on your AR. And by its design, every time you fire the round, the bolt comes back, this pops up, catches a bolt. In order to fire the next round, you have to manually cycle your bolt back to the forward position, put the gun back into battery manually. At this point, the gun is no longer self-loading, it's no longer semi-automatic. So you are manually putting that bolt back into battery, you're manually loading that next round, so this is no longer a semi-automatic rifle. It's good for two things. For people who want to do who want to have a regular magazine release, regular pistol grip on their AR, and want to be compliant with California laws, this will do that. And another added benefit for this device is it will be great for shooting or teaching first-time shooters. You'll no longer have to load one round into the magazine for that first couple of times they're firing. They can learn to shoot comfortably knowing that you're not going to have some sort of a accidental discharge when that second round loads itself and then their trigger bumps on the trigger, or their trigger finger bumps on the trigger. That won't be an issue with this device installed. So two things: great for teaching first-time shooters and great for making your rifle California compliant. The list price on this part here is $59.95. Comes with everything you need to install. It does not, at least I did not, I'm assuming I got a complete package here, did not come with a roll pin, but so long as you don't screw up the roll pin that's already in your gun, you don't need a new roll pin. You just drive the one that's in there out part of the way, install this, put that same roll pin back where it belongs. So the gun I'm going to be installing this on is right here. This is my Aero Precision Ghost gun, by the way. I always got to throw that out there for Kevin Leon. De Leon is his legally changed name. His real name is Leon. So this gun currently has the Franklin Armory DFM magazine and bolt catch installed. For those that aren't aware what that is, it basically allows a regular magazine release, but the magazine will not come out the bottom. In order to change this out, to be compliant with the California law that says the action has to be open, in order to change this magazine, it has to come out of the top. So I'm going to get that out of the way, to do the install. And so from here on out, I'm going to move the camera over to the workbench and we'll get going. Alright, so here we are on the workbench. Before we get going any further, you already saw me take the magazine out, but just so you can see, the gun is empty, the upper has no round in the chamber. So first step for this is going to be getting the upper off of the lower. Alright, let's get the upper out of the way here. And I'm just going to sling out of the way because I don't need it in my way right now. So here we are right here. Here is one of the bolt blockers. Comes with a spring installed. Don't mess with the spring. Here's a stock bolt catch, or in this case is a Franklin Armory DFM compliant bolt catch to go with their magazine. The only difference is it's missing a little bit of the tip here, so when the magazine runs empty, it does not lock open, but it allows you to remove the magazine out of the top. So need to take this one out. I've got to remember there's a spring behind it that's pushing it down. So as I go to remove this, I'm going to use a roll pin punch here. See if I can get this up so where you can actually see what I'm doing. It's just the roll pin that holds the mag catch, sorry, the bolt catch in place. I'm going to drive it out part way. Not quite there yet. And almost. A little more. There it goes. All right. Now, I thought I had it. Man. This really isn't as hard as I'm making it look. I'm just trying to be careful not to drive the roll pin all the way out. Because it's always a pain to get them restarted. All right. Thought I had it. Really, it's not that difficult. Don't you be like me. Okay, that's got to be it. There we go. So, stock bolt catch comes out. There's a plunger and a spring in the hole right here. Make sure you don't lose those. You will need them if you ever go to put a stock bolt catch back in. Get those out of the way. And here is the bolt blocker bolt catch. So, all you do is put it in place, get it down to where the hole lines up, and to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to try and line it up using my roll pin punch, which I think I got in place. So now I'm just going to use my hammer to knock this roll pin back. And get it fully installed here. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing if I do it like that. Let me flip over here. Get that roll pin back where it belongs. And it is now installed. You will see it does the exact opposite of what a standard bolt catch does. As it sits right now, it's going to the lock position. For that matter, looking at this, I almost want to say, if I wanted to, if I wanted to, I could actually reinstall the Franklin Armory DFM bolt or magazine back in there. But I'm not going to do that. I will use a standard capacity magazine because I can. So now, if I put this upper back on this lower, close everything down. All right, so in theory, if I did everything correctly, as when I pull this bolt back, no magazine in here, nothing's going to be pushing the bolt catch up, just the bolt catch itself. So in theory, if I did this correctly, when I pull the bolt back, the bolt should stay open. So let's just assume I just fired around. Finger comes off the trigger, I come over to the bolt blocker, and I drop the bolt. Next shot fired, bolt locks open. When I'm ready, I drop the bolt, and I'm ready to go. Simple installation. If you aren't as cautious about not knocking that roll pin all the way out as I was, it would take even less time. But you can see it didn't take long. It's not rocket science installing it. Don't lose your stock parts because you will need those later. Let's get this thing out on the range and see how it works. All right, here I am out on the range. Just got done installing the bolt blocker. So let's put some browns through it and see how it functions. You may notice I got a camera up nice and close. It's going to be focusing on the ejection port to show you that for each time the round is fired, the bolt locks open. I have to manually drop the bolt. So, without further ado, get my ears on here and load up a magazine. Locked open that time. Drop a bolt. And see what happens here. And bolt locked open. Let's make sure that wasn't some sort of a fluke. We'll drop the bolt exactly as it's supposed to. So next round. Drop the bolt. So it's working exactly like it's supposed to. This is an AR-15 that is no longer semi-auto. So with that in mind, you can have a regular pistol grip, a standard stock, any muzzle device you want. Just about anything you'd like to do, except a semi-auto. So, let me fire this round here. Alright, bolt is open, safety's on. What I'm going to do, that's it. So I'll tell you what, let me just drop this out of here. You can see that it's working, as advertised, does exactly what it's supposed to. Looks like a solution, another one of the many potential solutions for people who are stuck living in California, like many of us are, who may own AR-15s or AR platform rifles and do not want to register them as an assault weapon, or don't want to use some of the other solutions to avoid, or to legally avoid registering them as an assault weapon. So there you have it. Boltblocker.com, BOLTBLOCKER.com, and $59.95 is the list price on that part, and it does exactly what it's supposed to.